Snows garage, finally, we got the LS ready to go. So, sorry about the last video. I don't know what happened to mics. I was using a mic to make it sound better so you don't get the echoing and stuff in here. And you know what? For today's thing, I'm not using a mic. And if you don't like the echoing, oh well. So, anyhow, what we're gonna do today is get the wheel wells in. Let me just flip this around. Get the wheel wells in. I went ahead and bolted up the 700 R4 to the 6 liter. I painted the top of the valley cover. It turned out beautiful, but I don't want to scratch it, so I put the scuff tape on top of that. So everything's nicely hooked up. I'm not a fan of this local stick or whatever it is, but it does give the right oil levels for this engine. We have our nice motor mounts in. I have to check again. They're not UMIs, but they're in stock and I was able to get them. So we put the Holley pan on. This is the pan without the steps there, so hopefully it will fit past this cross member. I think it should. And then the next big thing, which I'll just flash a picture in the corner here in the video, is will the shaker line up with the hood? That's gonna be a big one, because what I'm running is the way over here, the carburetor intake from Eldebrock. Usually you're supposed to run a carburetor in their little computer. I'm not gonna do that. There's a 5.3. Still haven't stuck it back together yet, but we will do that. But, so we're gonna run that, but we're running the FI Tech, wherever I put it, somewhere here. Anyways, the FI Tech throttle body for Retro LS. Here's the whole wiring harness. Got to figure that out too. So we don't know exactly what we're gonna do. I was doing some research on the 700R4 and all my gaps for the torque converter and everything were fine. I'm gonna pop up some pictures here of what I'd used, what it was. I can use the dish style flywheel or flex plate, whatever you want to call it. And I was able to use a spacer that was already on the engine, which was, it was using a flat flex plate. So, anyways, you want to look under here real quick and see my gaps are just perfect. I think it was like 1.15 of an inch or something like that, or what does it say here? In the documents, the minimum, the pads, oh, that's the distance back from the mounting area to the bell housing back. Measurement was good, but your minimum, your recommended is for your maximum 6 millimeter if we're doing in metric, and I think I was like 4.5 or 5 mil, which is more than enough. You won't damage the torque converter. I was thinking about doing a video on doing the torque converter into the transmission and that, but you know what? I said forget it, because there's a million of them out there. You don't need to see me talk about it too. So anyways, let's get started. I have to get the wheel wells down from the shelf, and then we'll start installing and put all our lines and electrical over top of that so it's nicely hidden. This side, I'm still figuring out what I'm doing. The battery is going to be relocated to the other side, which you can do on these cars because they're the same. Camaro and Firebird are interchangeable, which is nice. And I'll put all my battery and everything on that side of the car. Then I'll run the wiring through the bottom of that. Hopefully there's enough room on the top of that LS engine, back and around to the starter. And then the starter to the battery. And on another video, we'll show you all the plugs that are with the FI Tech system, which is quite nice. And hopefully it works well when we go to fire it up. So we won't know that until later. So, all right, let me get those wheel wells down and we'll go from there. Okay, so I got the wheel wells down from up on the shelf there. One's in beside the car, the other one's here. Looking quickly, and maybe, I think I'm gonna have to take off my flares on the front here to get them in. We'll see in a second. I don't know. But we'll get to that in a minute. First things first, this battery tray has to be removed just to give me more room to play with to get the fender in place. The bolt clips are in on top of the fender, and that's all we gotta do. So first things first, let's remove the battery box or battery tray. No, battery box. One. Let me catch this. Two. Perfect. So that's this thing out. Nice thing, I did buy stainless hardware, I don't know, on eBay somewhere, and it worked out well. We're going to put that on the floor. So next thing on our list, which is going to be interesting, is getting this into place. Let's just see roughly how this is going to go. No guarantees here. So, well, first things first, I can see it's the problem is my wiring's in my way here. That's got to go on top of the fender. So let's just not scuff up. Let's just say don't scuff up too much stuff. I'm scuffing stuff up. I got this ground wire in my way. That's a pain in the butt. So that's going to go on top of the fender. Because those are all the blinkers and everything else. This is engine. So right now, because we don't know what we're doing with the engine stuff, I'm going to throw it over there. The old engine stuff. So first things first, I want to put it over the caliper. So nicking my fenders. There we go. Got the engine harness above it. Delicately. Trying to be delicate. Put this into place without scuffing up too much of stuff. Now I'm going to go down here inside. So I need to guide it another way. I don't want to go underneath the fender here and scuff it. The front's almost in. And we're going to just push this around, in theory. I think I should have done this before I put the brake booster on. That may have been a smart thing to do. All right. Pull it with my arm. This wiring harness up there. Now, supposedly you can come from this side, but then you'd have to deal with going around all this other stuff out here. So let's just tuck that around that. Oh, I can see one problem. Put on the A-arm, and voila, we found place. Okay, good. So next thing I got to do, actually, you can see here without scuffing up my my wheel flare, is I got to put the clips on here. We can bolt it into the fender. I should have done that first, but I was thinking it might get snagged. Look at that. It's going from the bottom anyways. All right, so you can come in from the bottom, obviously, on this car. I thought so. So anyways, let's get into that. I'm just going to put these clips on. Let me just go find them, and I'll be right back. All right, well, I got the clips. And you saw a little blooper clip there at the end. It fell down anyways in here, so that's kind of good, I guess. What I'm going to do is just stand it up like this for a second, put it on my leg. Good old leg stand, works great. These supposedly line right up. They do, they're perfect, excellent. I'm going to put a few in where I need them. That one just sort of clipped on. That one's I put on way off. There we go. Perfect. That's not what I need. That there. Next when you drop it, let's just get it on. That one's a little harder. Oh wow. I'm gonna have to get the hammer for that guy. And then I got two more on the bottom here I gotta do. I'm just gonna pull it out. It's just easy. Alright. So need one over here. Fender's not perfect, so it doesn't clip on as nice as I'd like it to. Then coming from the back. So coming from the side on this bottom one makes sense because if you look at the way the in-ear fender is, that is good. Thank God I got good paint on this. A nice epoxy black. The GM funky color that matches everything. So not happy with. Okay, pull that one off. It's got to come from the back. Sort of. The holes there. All right, we'll see how that bottom one works out. These two front ones, I gotta see how that works because, well, first off, I'm missing the piece that goes here. I gotta order that for this car because I have it on the passenger side, not the driver's side. Now, in theory, this should be working in without scuffing up too much stuff. I just had it there and then it fell out. It's hilarious, actually. Paint on this side. Oh yeah, that flare's taking a hit, but it's getting redone anyways. But still, not a fan of going against that. To be honest, there it is. There's one. I'm gonna go around all this stuff. We're gonna bend it actually. It's almost like you're gonna bend the fender to fit. Oh yeah, that doesn't help the bottom of the fender. Here's that clip I wasn't sure about. There we go. That's that. Almost tempted I should unbolt this fender. There's a lot of pressure on this to go in like that. Now, even the flare doesn't make a difference here because it needs to come in down here. Down like that. Don't get my fingers caught too much. Yeah, that's tight. I'll undo the bottom of this fender, which I have. Is it just one bolt? Yeah, I only got one bolt hole in it. I got two. And I think that'd be the best way to attack this. Tell you, the car came apart a lot easier than it's going together. That's usually how it goes. I'm just wondering if we go up higher in the back here. That's how it fell in. It fell out. I got room on the brakes there. Yeah, I don't want to scuff up too much here. It's up against there. Nope, that's not going to work either. So, all right. Woo! All right, we'll let this sit for a second. I'm just going to get a wrench to loosen the back part of this fender so I can pull it out, slide the fender into it, and pop it up in. And I don't think there's nothing really holding. Is it the front of the fender? No, it's attached to the bumper, so that's not going to help us at all. That's how we got to do it. So let me just get back to you guys in 1 second. All right, so I was able to get it in. So what we got to do, or what I had to do, back of the fender off. Hopefully it's not rubbing anything. No, it's good. I had to undo the front of the fender too, just to get some room in there. No damage, which is excellent. So now what I gotta do is just bolt all these bolts in. Oh, if I can focus, there we go. Bolt all these bolts in, and we'll get to the next one. Let me just do that because you don't need to see me bolt fender bolts in. You saw me waste a whole bunch of time trying to get the fender in. And actually, and these two back bolts are very important. It came with in the kit came with the brand new washers and the bolts to go in that, all stainless. So, anyways, I'll show you the finished product. Okay, well, you can see I'm in different clothes. So what happened was I had to go home for dinner. But anyways, I just got them all in. It was a bit of a struggle actually on both of these. Let me turn it around, you guys can see. So what our problem was, just getting all the holes lined up. This turned out really nice though, it looks really good. You can see where I gotta get this piece here to bolt in. I don't have that part, which I actually have to get, but it turned out really well. All my nice stainless hardware, looks really good. So, all right, so that's that. That was that side, and I just finished the passenger side. So it took me about, honestly, because I'm screwing around with stuff, trying to get squeezed in and align the fenders dead on. Like you can see, it's pretty good. So once I get all that done, these holes here, I actually had to widen this one here because it was just that tight. But it looks really good. I have this part, I'm gonna put it in right now. But yeah, that's step one on this whole thing. I'm just gonna pull the tabs on that, go out to 0.5 on the camera, and let's lower her down. We'll take a look, see what she looks like from the inside. Everything's clear, good. Down we go. But yeah, no, this is crazy. It took way longer than I thought it was gonna take. But no, she looks really good. She's coming along really nice. Now we gotta focus on getting that engine in there, because that would have been a pain in the butt to do the wheel wells with the engine in. That is for sure. But I'm going to show you guys 1 second here. I'm just going to get the car all the way down. Right there. Good. All right. So it looks really nice. Turned out beautiful. Actually got nice, beautiful fenders in this thing now. They're a little scuffed up from sitting in storage, but I can clean that up. That's not a big deal. I didn't run the wiring over the fender for the Vintage Air. I can do it later. Actually, now I'm looking at it, I'm gonna come out here for one of the wires that's for running the compressor on the AC. And then I wanna bolt the valve there for the coolant to go on and off right here, and that'll go into the side of the LS, which would be, well, I don't have the water pump on, but it would go on this side of the LS right there. Actually, I got a water pump on the old orange guy. Yeah, as you can see. So run right into that from my heater. I gotta get a new water pump for the other engine, just so it looks good more than anything else. Really, we're into putting this thing in here now, which is awesome. So that's our next step. Now, I did notice I have this beautiful hole right here that I plugged from the original heater, which maybe I can run my FI all through that and under the dash. I'm gonna try to keep this as clean as possible under the hood for wiring, if I can. And yeah, turned out really good though. I'm really happy with this now. So anyways, thanks for watching, and tune in for part 2 of the next video, which is basically I'm going to explain how I put the engine in and how it all went. We'll see how that goes. One of the things that I have to look into, because I haven't actually done anything with it, is I left the factory trans mount in there. So I'm pretty sure that's going to have to go back at least an inch or two with a 700 R4 going in. I do have adjustability with the mounts, but we will see how that all goes also. So anyways, thanks for watching. Subscribe if you subscribe. Like I said, I'm just new at this, so I'm just throwing stuff together for people to learn. Have a good one.